We're on the way to the ice rink for public skate. I got some Dunkin' for fuel, and here's hoping it's a good session today.
So today we're warming up with some swizzles, which I feel like I did well last time. And I'm struggling a bit here because the skates are much more dull today. I think this is what you would call a 2-foot glide. And here we have my first fall of the day. I showed this to my friend and she said I looked like Bambi when I fell over, which is kind of hilarious. I tried to start working on 1-foot glide, just kind of transferring weight from one foot to another. And then I tripped over my toe pick and fell over again. This time somebody really nice came over and tried to give me advice on how to get up, which I certainly accepted. Then I went back to 1-foot glides. Failed again at those rocking horses. They're giving me such a hard time. I felt like trying to skate backwards is that something I've never really done before and something I couldn't quite wrap my head around. I followed people's advice online and in person, and I did some backwards marching and then tried to do some backwards C's. And then I finished off with swizzles for the day just to end on a good note.
So we just finished public skate and I'm in the mood for a little debrief. Major kudos to people who step up and help and offer advice. I think when you're beginning, that's what's good about a community. You have people you can ask questions to. You have people you can rely on for support. Today, more than ever, I learned the importance of sharp blades because the first pair that I had, it was dragging so far on the left blade that made me feel incredibly unsafe. It would just kind of slide across the ice. The blade wasn't sharp enough so that it would dig into the ice, which made me really hesitant to try anything other than just straight up skating. I did switch and then I had more troubles in my right, but not as bad as it was originally in my left. I fell a few times today, of which I caught both on camera, and I did not plan either of those. My legs were kind of really far apart when I was falling. I'm gonna have to get used to my body positioning for when I'm falling because I felt like my right inner thigh strain, like the muscle strained. I felt more comfortable falling today. It was like a little shocking, of course, but I feel more comfortable getting up. I feel like it's not world ending. I think this is something that's important to practice for when you're doing stuff that's more advanced, where you're more likely to fall over more frequently. I worked on my swizzles again today and I felt like I didn't really necessarily improve. I think I'm still trying to figure out how much weight I should be putting on the inside edge, the outside edge, trying to bend my knees more. I tried my 2-foot glide, my 1-foot glide. I feel like I'm progressing, I'm practicing, I'm growing more comfortable on the ice. And I think growing more comfortable on the ice is kind of what I'm focused on right now. I also practiced skating backwards a little bit. I did the backwards marches as somebody recommended on TikTok, and a sweet woman who was at the rink today told me to kind of do a backwards C so that I can kind of get used to the momentum, and eventually you're kind of able to glide both ways as you continue to practice. I don't really think skating backwards is the first thing I need to accomplish, but it was something that I thought I'd try today, and I feel pretty good about the progress that I made, even though it was somewhat limited. I think what today taught me ultimately is I need my own pair of skates. I don't trust these blades. I want to feel comfortable and I want to feel like I'm in the best equipment for me. So I think that has to be our next aim, whether I'm getting them new or used. If you have experience skating, would you get used skates as a beginner because you figure that you're going to have to get new ones eventually? The ones that I found that are in my size online have been broken in somewhat, but they haven't been heat molded. If they were heat molded, would that kind of counteract the broken inness and it would like mold to my foot? And yeah, thanks for joining me on this journey. If you're also a beginner skater, let me know in the comments, especially if you're posting videos. I'd love to follow along, get to know each other, kind of build this community. And I'll see you guys next time. Happy skating.